What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be installing some coilovers on the Subi. So a little backstory for you guys. A couple of weeks ago we had an accident with the Subi. From the previous video I ended up explaining that the car had already had coilovers on it. They had some ISCs on it. So I was driving down one of the streets over here in Vegas, and there's a lot of construction out here. Ended up hitting like a nasty dip, and my front coilover, I believe it was my driver's side coilover, ended up snapping on me. So I ended up putting the stock suspension back on, so I'll show you guys right now. So as you can see, the ride height is a little higher on this side than it is on the back. So in an attempt to have the ride height back to normal, I ended up sourcing some out on OfferUp. Thankfully I ended up finding some from some guy for a pretty nice deal, honestly. The guy was selling it for, I believe, $600, and I ended up talking him down to $300. And there's some pretty nice coilovers. There are some fab functions, so I'll show you right now what they look like. So here they are. They're the F-spec. You guys can see. So they are used, but I mean, for the quality and the price I got them for, they're not that bad. So yeah, we're gonna be installing these today. So let's get started with the video. We already did the first couple steps, obviously jacking up the car, putting on the jack stands, and then we took off the wheel. So I'm pretty sure you've already seen a coilover install. We'll go over it a little bit. So you have these two bolts right here. They're two 19mm bolts. So we put a little bit of WD-40 and kind of already got the first one loose. And then we're going to work on the second one. I don't know if you could see it back here. There you go, it's back there. So it's one up here, one down here. So you're going to loosen these up. After that, this should fall. The rotor should fall down. And then there should be 3 more bolts up here. They should be 12mm bolts. So you just put it on here and then take these off. And then this should just completely come out. And then we'll install the coilover the same way. We'll put it in from the top, tighten these bolts just a little bit, not too hard, and then reinstall the bottom part, and we'll show you how that process is. Alright guys, so we ended up taking out the stock one. Obviously, if you've never seen a stock suspension, is pretty much what it looks like. Like Adrian said, it looks like a cannon. Pretty much. And compared to the aftermarket one, pretty small, obviously, you can tell. And then, yeah. So, I'm gonna install this and we'll get back to you guys. up installing the other one. Just like a little tip, this is pretty much what we do. We end up putting like the top on first, and obviously you don't really have to tighten it all the way with the ratchet. Just do a hand tightening, and then as you can see, it'll just be hanging down here. So what I like to do is bring over your jack, and you're gonna jack the bottom to lift this up, obviously like the rotor, for it to actually fit in there perfectly. See, as you can tell, I need to lift this up to put it in this hole right here so it lines up perfectly, and then you can put your bolts in. It's an easier process instead of you know, you trying to lift it or break your back or something like that, but this is like an easier process. So yeah, we're gonna lift this up and then install it and get back to it. Alright guys.
Alright
guys, so like I said, it was really easy process if you just lift this up with the jack. Probably the easiest thing to do because it just aligns this, and then you just thread the bolt through and then put the other bolt on the side to tighten it, and we just hand tighten it. So now we're gonna tighten it down with the ratchet and then get this thing tightened up. Like I said before, make sure you put in the bolt for the brake line and this clip right here. That should already be easily accessible, and that's pretty much the install, other than also tightening the bolts up here. Don't forget to just double check and tighten everything down, but that's pretty much it as far as the install. We're gonna do the back ones now to show you guys the back, and then we'll move on to the other side, but that's pretty much the install. Alright guys, let's get back into it. Alright guys, moment of truth. See what the car looks like. Whoa, it's too fast. There it is. Not bad. Nice little 2-finger. So we're not gonna go crazy with lowering this car. Like, this car's not gonna be like a stance car or anything like that. I just kind of want a nice ride height where the car looks good. Like I said, I'm still going to add a front lip, so the car will probably look a little lower once I add the front lip on there. So honestly, I do think this is a nice ride height as far as, yeah. I don't think it gets any better than this. This is a nice ride height. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If I should go lower. If you guys think this is a nice ride height for the car. I mean, look, we'll even put down the hood so you get a better look at it. So what do you guys think as far as that? Put down in the comments what you guys think as far as if I should lower it more or raise it up a little bit more. I think as far as the stance, it looks pretty nice. I mean, there's a nice little poke from the tire. I think it looks pretty mean. Alright guys, so now we're moving to the back portion of the car. So I'll show you, we already got the car jacked up. And we got the trunk open. So pretty much for the trunk, as you can see, I ended up taking the trunk liner out and I just ended up putting it right there. And if you're not too familiar with the Subarus, the back portion or the top mount is going to be in this corner right here. It's going to be a little dark, but I'll try to point it out there for you. I just fold it back and you see those silver bolts right there. There's only 2 for the back. So we'll loosen that up, and it's on each side. So what I like to do is just take this foam out that goes right here. And yeah, loosen the top up. And then we will move down here to the bottom. The easiest way I've seen it been done is, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's 3 bolts. There's one right here which holds the coilover, another one right here for the tie rod, and another one over there. So pretty much I'll start from over here and work my way over and take all of these off, and then try to bend this control arm down to take this coilover off. Obviously I'll still take the tire off, but that's pretty much the process that I'm going to be doing it, and I'll show you guys. So let's get started, okay? Alright guys, so we have everything buttoned up with the new coil on. I'm not gonna lie, boys, I was definitely on the struggle bus with this one. I would definitely suggest putting the coil on first, this bolt first. Fuck the end link, that shit was a fucking pain in the ass. So yeah, do this one first, the end link, and then end up that way. And obviously if you're taking them off, start from the far end and work your way down to the coil. But definitely fuck this end link. That shit was hard as fuck. But yeah, that's pretty much the process. We're gonna do it to the other side now, and then see what the back looks like once we're all done and lowered. Alright, so I'll show you that process once we get the other side done. So we'll check in later. Alright. Ooh, a little too fast. There we go, guys. I think that's the final product right there. Just dropped it a little, didn't drop it that much. Yeah, I think that's good. There you go, guys. I think that's a perfect fitment all around. Not too low, that's a good ride height. You know? A little lower than the last. But she looks good. There you have it, guys. Alright, well let's tighten everything up, and then we'll get to see a better look once I tighten everything down, okay? Alright. What is up, guys? Welcome back. So we're here at my little spot right here. I usually like to come here just because it's kind of a little secluded, but it's actually pretty nice. I feel like you get nice little shots here once there's like a sunset or whatever. But I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit of the installation that we did today. So the coilovers that we installed was the Fab Functions, and honestly they're actually pretty good for what I got them for, and price wise, to be honest. I think they ride pretty nice. Actually going over bumps, it's almost like a stock plus suspension, to be honest, for what they're worth. And yeah, so here's like the final look. So here you go, here's a nice little roller for you guys.